Hello everyone, Tom Brodie here, the Found Money Guy. Normally I make videos talking to you about how you can find money in your business. Today I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to talk about using video in your business. Now please understand I am not a professional videographer, but I just want to share some tips and tricks that I found make it a lot easier for someone who's not a professional to make very good quality videos using the things that they have at hand. So if you like this video, please be sure to like it and actually subscribe to my channel down here at the bottom, and then also share it with anybody else you think may benefit from this video. So first we're going to talk about the topics. We're going to cover a broad cross-section of topics, and let me just highlight what those are going to be. We're going to talk about smartphone cameras and removing the selfie mirror image. A lot of people don't realize that that selfie camera is a mirror image, plays havoc with your text, and we're going to talk about that. Also going to be talking about tips for using the selfie camera. It's a great way to do it, but there's some things you need to know and just be aware of. We're also going to talk about your video recording setup, such things as using an external microphone, a good background, and maybe even notes. And if you're ready for that, maybe even a teleprompter. This is something that's really going to help you sound a lot more professional on video. And then the importance of title pages. We're also going to cover YouTube channel setup and some of the features to help your videos get found faster. And then we're actually going to walk through uploading videos to YouTube. But first, before we get started, let's talk about some YouTube fast facts or YouTube fun facts. YouTube is a huge platform, and I just want to go over some quick things to help you understand how big it is. The first question I'm going to ask you is, how many hours of video do you think are uploaded every minute? Now remember, this is a global number. So just think about that. How many hours of video are uploaded every minute to YouTube? The answer is 500 hours. That's an amazing amount, right? So the next thing I'm going to ask you is, how many hours of video do you think are watched daily? Remember, this is a global number. 1 billion hours of video is watched daily. That's mind-boggling to me. But if you think about the number of users on YouTube, it starts to make a little more sense. Total number of users on YouTube, again, this is a global number, 2 billion. That's billion with a B. To give you some context of this size, that's 1/3 of all people on the internet. And to give you another little measure of impact, that's 25% of all people on the planet are users on YouTube. Here's a couple other fast facts. YouTube is a search engine. If you didn't think about it that way, you need to. It's a search engine, and it's one of the biggest ones in the world. So if you think about how it ranks in the size of other search engines, it's number 2 only to Google. And the fact that Google now owns YouTube makes sense. It's actually grown with that connection to Google. And if you think about the other search engines, YouTube is larger than Bing, Yahoo, and Ask combined. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Now, this is some information I found that was really pretty funny. And I'll ask you, what do you think is the most searched tutorial on YouTube? It's how to kiss. I guess those 2 billion users need some help in this department. And think about that. YouTube reaches more people in this younger demographic, 18 to 34-year-olds, in the US than any TV network. So when people say that network TV is dying, this is the reason, YouTube. Here's some other fun facts. Which YouTube star earned more money than Gwyneth Paltrow, who's an Oscar-winning actress, in 2014? And it may not be who you think. Give up? Do you recognize this face? Yes, this is Grumpy Cat. And over his rise as a YouTube and internet star, it's reported that he's earned $100 million. Now, of course, this is unconfirmed because the owner doesn't want to acknowledge that. But with everybody else doing estimates, and this cat's face is on everything from wine to t-shirts to internet memes, $1 million is a pretty amazing number. A couple other facts, and this is one I thought was really funny. What do you suppose is the year of the oldest cat video on YouTube. 1894. Now that is not a typo. It really is 1894. This was one of the first videos we think ever recorded. It was in Thomas Edison's studio in West Orange, New Jersey. And if you don't believe me, just go out and Google oldest cat video on YouTube. It's about 39 seconds long, so it's an interesting read. An interesting watch. No sound, of course. This was early video. And this was actually on film, right? So it was before video. Somebody's converted it to video. All right, now let's talk about what the impact that video can have in your business. And I'm going to use one of the members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce that's a colleague of mine. Her name is Phyllis Klein, and we kind of crafted her persona as the CBD granny. One of the things that she found is that half of her customers, about 150 people, have come from her Facebook Live videos that she posts about every day. That's really helped her business take off and grow. She started with 150 Facebook friends. Now she has over 2,000 Facebook friends, and that's in the course of a little less than a year. It's just been amazing. She started with one Facebook follower, and now she has over 290 Facebook followers. And she has a lot of people watching her videos. She has, on average, 50 views as a minimum, but the more accurate average is between 100 and 200 views. She actually had one video from February that was 760 views on a single Facebook Live video. That shows you the power and how people love her message. Now let's move on to smartphone cameras, because before people would try to record videos and think they needed a video camera, but with the smartphone cameras, and actually the selfie camera is good enough. It's high quality, high definition video a lot of times, and this is a thing that you've got already in your possession, and you might as well use it to make your videos. But the one thing I want you to let you know is that the selfie camera is designed to mimic a mirror's image, and that was designed that way so that people would be comfortable looking at their image on their phone, especially when they take selfie cameras. If you're used to seeing yourself in a mirror, when you see yourself in a selfie, that's more pleasing to your eye because it's very similar to what you see every day in the mirror. However, on a selfie camera, your facial proportions will change a little bit because of the lens distortion, because the camera is closer to your face than normal. So they want to make your face look similar to what you see in a mirror. So it's going to have to make it look a little smaller or slimmer because normally you're not that close to a mirror. And your ears are going to pop out less, which that's always a good thing too, right? The problem is that any image and all text that you see in a selfie camera is going to be reversed. So you're going to see the mirror image. It's going to be hard to read. The best way to eliminate this is to eliminate the backwards images by using the camera on the back of the phone. However, that doesn't show whether you're in the frame or not. So I understand that people don't want to use that. They want to use a selfie camera. Or you can just turn off the selfie mode on the selfie camera. Now, to show you the impact of this, here's two images of Abraham Lincoln. One is the straight-on image that you and I would see if we looked at him. The other one is the image that Abe sees when he looks in the mirror. Can you tell which one's which? The one on the left is actually what we'll call Honest Abe. That's the image that we would see if we looked at him directly. The other image is what he sees in the mirror. So if you look at the two, there's quite a difference. And it's that difference that the original builders of cameras on cell phones didn't want people to struggle with. So they made it a mirror image so it would be more like what you saw in the mirror every day. Now to turn this selfie setting off, you can do it in your camera. You have to open the camera app, select settings, and settings is usually indicated, at least on Android phones, by a little gear. In this case, right up here, click on that icon, takes you into the camera settings. Now what you want to look for is the save or selfie settings. Now each camera is going to be a little bit different. This is on a Android Samsung phone. If you have a different manufacturer, the software settings may be a little different, so you have to look for it in your camera. In this case, on the Samsung Galaxy 8, click on Save Options, and then go to where it says the selfie or preview section and turn that option off. So you're going to turn off the flipping of the image. Now, I know a lot of people have iPhones, and the problem with iPhones, I can't show you the way to do that on an iPhone because it depends on the phone's model. iPhone 6s are very different from 8s and 10s. So you just have to look into the settings on your camera. I did a little bit of research, and all I found were people telling you to download an app or this app or that app to be able to reverse that selfie imaging. I think in the later iPhones, there's an actual setting on the camera, so you don't have to use an app, but you may have to research that on your own. But it can be done for iPhones as well. Now, here's some selfie camera tips, some things to think about when you're using your selfie camera. Please know where your camera is located on your phone and look at that point on your camera, not at your face. When people see you taking a video with the selfie camera, they can tell whether you're looking into the camera, which means you're looking at them, or you're looking at your image, because it looks like you're looking a little bit away from camera, and they can tell you're looking at your face. Try not to do that. I know it's hard. This is going to just make your video look much more professional. Also, use a tripod. I know a lot of people like to hold the camera while they're taking the video, but it makes it shaky, and tripods are so easy and so inexpensive now, and a lot of them are made to hold a camera with a spring-loaded clamp that you can hold it in whatever position you want to. Please do that. The other thing that you should do is to buy a Bluetooth remote. What that enables you to do is to start and stop your video with the push of a button, and that button can be off camera. You can hold it in your hand, nobody sees that you have it, and you can control the camera that way rather than recording video of you pushing at your phone trying to stop the video or start the video. Makes it look much more professional. If you do nothing else, all of the comments and suggestions I make on this video, if you do nothing else, buy an external microphone. The one I use is from Purple Panda. It's called the Lavalier Lapel microphone kit. Cost about $30 on Amazon Prime. The best thing I found about this one, it's compatible with everything. iPhone, iPad, digital SLR, Samsung, Android, everything. It's also got a great extension cord, so you can have a hardwired external microphone connection to your phone, and it can be about 15 feet away from the phone itself. So it's great for capturing your great audio in a lot of different situations. Now, I know what you're saying, your iPhone users, we don't have a 3.5mm jack. I got you. What you need to do is get an adapter that goes from your Lightning port to a 3.5mm headphone jack. It's about $8 on Amazon Prime, and then you just plug your microphone into that jack. Now let's talk about your video recording setup, specifically your background. Some things to keep in mind. You want to have your background be made up of warm colors, not white. That's just going to help your camera color correction, because if you're in a white background, it's going to be very stark, and you're not going to like the way your face looks and the way your skin tone looks, because it's such a drastic change from the stark white background. Make sure it's non-reflective, not distracting, and no windows. If you've got windows behind you, it's going to be really hard to get a decent exposure on your face, because all the light coming from the window is going to overpower your camera. This is the background that I use on a lot of my videos. It's in my house, so it's readily available. If you can see, it's kind of a warm tone. It does have some detail, but not so much that it's going to be distracting. In fact, sometimes I'll even clear the mantle of all things so that you're not distracted by looking at the candlesticks or whatever else is there. You want to have it a little bit of detail so that people can take a look at it once, and then they're no longer looking at the bricks or the stone. They're looking at you to see what your message is. Now, the video recording setup, again, notes are very important. It helps keep you on track, helps you remember your topics, and also prevents you from stumbling over words or thoughts. If you've got some notes there, you kind of know the progression of the topics that you want to talk about. Now, the best way to position your notes is actually behind your camera. So when people see you looking at your notes, they're going to see you looking at the camera, which means you're looking at the audience. However, it's really hard sometimes to put enough notes to keep you on track, and you may be willing to step up to a teleprompter. Now, I can hear what you're saying, a teleprompter. Tom, I don't have the money to buy a teleprompter. I got you. There is a free teleprompter, and it's naturally called freeteleprompter.org. That it's an internet-based application so that you can type up your script in Word or whatever other program you want. and paste it into this screen. And then by just clicking on the button that says Start Teleprompter, you're going to be put in a teleprompter mode, and all of your text is going to scroll up the screen just like the news anchors on TV. Now you can actually control all of this by the buttons at the top. You can move it up and down, increase the speed, increase the size of the text. You've got full control. Makes it very easy, and you don't have to remember all the things that you're going to talk about because it's going to scroll right in front of you. It makes for a very, I find, a much more relaxed video recording experience because you're not having to stress over getting all of your topics covered. It's all the information is going to just scroll in front of you and you can read it off the screen. Now this is all great and good, except you need to elevate your laptop above your camera. So that means, what am I going to use to hold the laptop up? Now there's probably laptop stands that could elevate and, kind of be like a tripod where you can actually lower and raise your laptop, but those are going to be pretty expensive. What I want to do is I want to show you my setup, but understand I didn't want to spend a lot of money, had to be low cost, wanted to use the on-hand materials as much as possible. And that led me to the third topic here, is you need to be creative. So keep all these things in mind when I show you my video recording setup. This is it. I'm using a tripod, a cell phone holder, a wooden stepladder that I had in the garage, and a piece of board to stabilize the laptop. A closer up look. You can see this. It's pretty hokey, but the great thing is it works. If you're going to do something like this, be sure that you have a wider platform to support your laptop, because that little extension on a normal step ladder is not going to be wide enough or deep enough, and you may drop your laptop, and you don't want that. But if you see, I've got the laptop behind and just above my video camera. I'm using the back camera, so I have to position myself accordingly first, so I'm not distracted by the selfie image. I can concentrate on the text that's scrolling up on the laptop. The next thing I want to talk about is video title pages. This is actually a screenshot from my YouTube channel, and you can see I've got quite a few videos. Now you can always title a video, and you'll see the title under each little thumbnail image, but what I do is I also put the title of the video in the thumbnail image. And there's a way you can do that. It's very easy. If you don't want to go into heavy duty editing of your video, you can add this title image as a separate piece. If you've got PowerPoint or any kind of other image creating software, this is very easy to do. What you want to do is create your image, add your text, overlay that on top of your picture, and then do File, Save As a JPEG file. And if you've never done that, go ahead and save the image, and then under the file name, it'll say Save As Type. Click on that, scroll down till you find the JPEG, highlight that, and then you've saved it as a JPEG image. Then when you're editing the video, once it's uploaded to YouTube, these are the three options. Now what YouTube will do is it will try to pick a thumbnail image for you, and it picks 3 random images. Now if you don't have a title embedded in your video, the chances are the options it picks, it's either going to have your eyes closed, your mouth in a weird position, or both. So I would suggest that you take control of what is the thumbnail image by clicking on Upload Thumbnail, and you can upload the file that you just created. Now let's talk about creating a YouTube channel. This is very easy to do. You want to sign into YouTube and then click on the user icon at the top right of the screen. But first you need to decide what account you'll use to create your channel. Now the great thing is, if you have a Gmail account, you can use that to generate your YouTube channel. So it's associated YouTube with the Gmail account. Remember, Google owns YouTube, so Google loves Google. The more you can utilize Google products together, the better it's going to be. So when you go out to YouTube, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you're going to click on the sign in button. This is where you can actually create your channel once you're in YouTube, and you see up in the upper right hand corner, I've signed on with my account. But if you go to settings, down here at the bottom left, click on settings, then it's going to take you to the page to actually create a new channel. So click on create a channel right there. Then it will actually take you to the screen to say, okay, you want to use YouTube as who? This is the picture associated with your account. You can do it as a personal, so you can put your name, or if you want to use a business name, which I would suggest, you click on use business or other name. That's going to take you to this channel, or sorry, to this page where you can actually create your branded channel. Now, in my case, I created a channel called The Found Money Guy. It was available, it fit my persona, and that's what I selected. You can just add your brand name and click create. So that brand name is now associated with the account that you signed into YouTube with. Once you've created your YouTube channel, you want to do some things. You want to fill in the about section, which is going to really be your profile and channel description. It'll advise users what they can expect to see. You can put links to your website and any other social media network that you use so that people kind of understand what you're all about and how they can find out some of your other social media footprint. So let's talk about uploading a video to YouTube. Once you have your channel created, you go and sign into YouTube as your channel. Then you click on the upload video. This is an icon that looks like a video camera with a plus in it. And you say upload video. And then you're just going to navigate to where that video is. What I would suggest, even if you recorded it on your phone, is to transfer it to your computer. Makes for a little bit easier transition, but you don't have to. You can do this all on your phone. It's just going to be smaller screen real estate, and you have to realize where your videos are stored. But if it's on your computer, you select the file to upload just by clicking on select file. Then you navigate to where the file is, highlight it, click open, and then it's going to bring that in. Now, it may take a few minutes for it to upload depending on the file size. And the file title is going to be just whatever the file title was of that video. You're going to change this later, but the one thing you want to do when you're uploading this is make sure that you select what your thumbnail image is. And then you can go through, save it, and come in and edit it later. And this is what we're going to talk about now. Once you've uploaded the video, you can go in and fill out all the details after the upload. So once you're looking at it on the YouTube channel, just hit the button that says edit video. Then you can come in here and do your editing, change the title, which is very important in how people are going to find you, and then make sure you got the right thumbnail selected. If it's not an image that you want, you can always override it by upload a thumbnail, create it, and then make sure you're using a good image that represents you and your brand well in the title image for the video. Now, one thing I want to talk about, we saw it a little bit before, is that your YouTube video descriptions. And if you've ever watched a video, it shows you a little bit of the description below it, and there's always a little button that says show more. When you click on show more, this is where you can add a lot of information about your video. Now, a lot of times I see videos where there's very little information here, and that really is a mistake. In this area, you've got over 5,000 characters that you can use to not only describe your video, put in subject description, keywords, hashtags, and your contact information. This is critical. If somebody's watching your video and they want to contact you about your business, you want to make it easy for people to find you. So put in your name, your company name, your phone number, email address, website, whatever. You can put in hot links to other things, to other articles. I've seen people, if they recommend a product, they put a link to that product so that people can buy it right away. The other thing to remember is everything in this video description is used to find your video. So having a very good title of the video is key, but the next after the title is that YouTube is going to search your description, and that's how people are going to find your video. So make sure you're putting hashtags that are relevant to your product, and all of your contact information in the video description. That's important. If you do nothing else in YouTube, this is what you need to spend some time filling out. So, in conclusion, I've got a couple of things not to do, right? So don't think that you have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. A lot of people started off with terrible videos, and you will get better. So don't be afraid to just do it. Get started. Put some stuff out there. You will get better, trust me, and you'll find faster ways of making videos, and you'll be more productive. And then you build a following as you go. And don't hesitate to ask questions. The great thing about Google is that somebody's got a video out there showing you how to do almost anything you don't know how to do. You can search for videos, how do I create a YouTube channel? It will walk through a lot of the things that I've talked about here, but in a video form so that you can kind of follow along as you're trying to create your video. So that's it. If you have any questions, please add them to the comment section below this video. Here's my name and number. Send me an email, send me a text. I can help you in however I can. But one thing I would ask you to do is to like this video, subscribe to my channel by just clicking down the button to hit subscribe, and please share this video with anyone else you think may be struggling with using video in your business. Again, my name is Tom Brodie, the Found Money Guy, and we'll talk to you next time.